Hello and welcome to Gadget Joe, and I'd like to start by introducing to you the very first episode of something very special called Let's Talk Tech. Every fortnight I talk to you about news in the community, in computing and tech, what's new, what's good and what's bad. I also talk about new products or builds that have caught my eye during the couple of weeks and share them with you. Not only this, but I'm wanting to start a little competition within this show. I want you to submit your PC pictures to me at the email you see here. I'll also leave it down in the description too. Include a spec sheet, and I'll feature a few of these setups in each episode. What I'm then going to do is, after 3 episodes, I'm going to take the one that's got the most votes. So when you see them, you need to put down in below which one you like best. After 3 episodes, I'm going to make, on the next episode, a list of 6 semi-finalists. And those 6 semi-finalists will then have another vote. So the next episode, you will get the final. The final will obviously be the final 2. These then will be voted along by yourselves of who wins. And the winner will get a prize, and then it will start back again. Hopefully the prizes will get better and better and better each time. So if it's something you're interested in, you know what to do. Moving on to the news. One major bit of news this week, well, for us here at Gadget Joe anyway, is that we hit 1,000 subscribers. In 8 short months, we have worked our way up to where we are, and we've gained some amazing viewers and sponsors. So, for myself and Paul, from the bottom of our hearts, we would like to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time to watch the content that we produce. We are working our hardest to keep bringing you better content, new content, and more relevant content. We are also working on improving the setups with the likes of the backdrops that we see here. So, again, thank you. Keep them coming. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, because it will help the channel grow significantly. You know what to do. Moving on to the news then. We start off with AMD's AM4 socket. Now, this has been spoken to for quite some time. It's common knowledge now that Crystal Ridge and Zen are just around the corner. And it's raised the question of what is the chipset and socket going to be. Is it going to stay in the AM3 or the FM2 Plus? No, we're going to do a new socket altogether. The AM4 socket shows a radical new design and a complete overhaul of AMD's typical sockets by featuring an incredible 1331 pin contacts, making these a whopping 40% more than previous designs. Now, granted, it's still not quite up there with the likes of Intel and others, but it's a good sign and it's a good show that AMD are finally starting to work towards being a proper competitor to the likes of Intel, something that we've been lacking for quite some time now. With a recent influx of GPUs and new chipsets, basically, with the form of the Zen coming out and the new i7s, it's about time that AMD started trying to compete with Intel. Next, we have the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus. Obviously, this has been massive news with a recent launch. The new iPhone 7 is an upgraded version of the iPhone 6s. Now, when I say upgraded, it looks almost identical, but what they've changed is they've changed the antenna bar on the back. So instead of it going just below the camera, it now goes above it and below the speaker on the bottom, the Apple logo on the bottom. You get a brighter screen by up to 25% with a richer, deeper colour contrast included in that as well. Moving on to the hardware of the phone, we start to see changes. Yet again, every year they bring a new processor out. In the iPhone 6s, they have the A9. In the iPhone 6, they have the A8. Now the A10 naturally follows, and it's called the A10 Fusion. The Fusion is up to 40% faster than the A9, and also twice as fast as the A8 in the iPhone 6. Despite this, Apple claim to have increased battery life by 2 hours. I suppose we'll wait and see on that. The home button has changed too. It's no longer a physical button. It works in the format of the 3D touch. It's actually a part of the phone. It's a sensor button. So what you need to do then to control different applications in the phone, you simply put your thumb over the button. How hard you press determines what application you use and how it is used. Now we move on to what has easily been the most controversial change to the iPhone 7, and that is of course the iPhone 7 missing the headphone jack. Despite the potential positives that Apple have stated with this, which is obviously it's moving the device onto the future for wireless technology, it's also allowing the lightning cable to be utilised more, which they claim will increase audio quality transfer. I'm not convinced on that myself, but obviously we'll have a look at that in a future date. I know you can use the headphones through the lightning cable now, but it's still a very controversial issue. You can actually get an adapter for this. It goes into the lightning jack. That then comes out to an adapter, which allows you to plug your normal headphones in. So if you've got an existing set of headphones that you want to be able to put in there, then you can do that. But personally, I think the idea of having to have an adapter on the bottom of what is supposed to be a modern sleek design sort of eliminates that whole modern sleek design. If you've got a fancy looking phone, and then you've got an adapter sticking out of it, it pretty much ruins the look. Not to mention, the adapter's going to get damaged, and also it'll get lost. Apple tried to combat this again by introducing the Apple AirPods. Now, the AirPods look identical to the EarPods. Now, the EarPods are actually a very, very well-designed headphones that go inside your ears. They produce very rich sounds and are very comfortable. However, losing the wires, which means obviously it's now wireless technology, it's not going to appeal to most audiophiles because you can start to lose that contrast and quality. They look identical as well. Literally, it's like you've got the AirPods and just cut the wire. They can be charged too by simply putting them in the case, and then you get up to 24 hours of use. But I'm not that keen on this myself. Don't get me wrong, I love wireless headphones. I've got wireless headphones myself. My wireless headphones are actually being used as my main editing bit. But they are big over-the-ear headphones. Now, the only problem with that is obviously the size. But they are there, they're substantial, I can't lose them. Whereas the AirPods, they are tiny, they sit inside your ears. The number of times that people are going to be losing them, because it's literally just that tiny piece that sits there, and that's it. All it takes is for you to move your head too fast, it's gone. That's it. Not only that, but they just look ridiculous. They look like they've just been caught by a kid. I'm sorry, Apple, but I don't think that's one of the best moves. And then not to mention the ridiculous price tag of £159. You can get better quality headphones for half that price. In fact, for a third of that price. And I'll show you a few more alternatives in a future video. I'm sorry, Apple, but I do normally appreciate your products. I'm not an Apple man myself. I use Android and I use Windows, but my wife swears by Apple. I do like the Apple products. I actually quite appreciate how well it works, how well it syncs, how well everything just formats. It just works. But this one, it's not really one that's really hitting it for me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are the same. But then again, that's just my opinion. I'm just a fat bald guy in a room talking about this. Moving on to the second most talked about features on the iPhone 7, and that is, of course, the dual cameras. Now, we was expecting to get dual cameras on both new models, but actually it's not the case. It's only the 7 Plus that gets the dual cameras. The 7 does feature a 7 megapixel camera on the front, which is perfect for selfies and Skype or video calling, and a new improved 12 megapixel 6-element lens on the rear with an impressive aperture of f1.8. That means it's basically widescreen. They've added optical image stabilization too. It's a good move, Apple. On the 7 Plus, you get exactly the same. You get all that and an extra 12 megapixel camera on there. Now, this one has a 56mm equivalent lens. Now, that one is a more focused lens, so you're looking a bit closer. So it's like me, like this. What the advantage of that is that the iPhone 7 Plus, when you've got it, take the camera out, you've automatically got a 2x optical zoom. But because it's not even zoomed in effectively, the quality is much, much better. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of the cameras right now, because I am actually working on another video that I'm going to be doing soon, detailing a bit more about the cameras on the iPhone 7 Plus. Another controversial topic on the iPhone 7. I'm not just hammering the iPhone 7 here. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. All the iPhones look absolutely gorgeous. And they just work. There's no denying, whether you're an Android fan or whether you're anything, they do just work. And they know how to make good phones. But they need to start coming up with new ideas rather than original ideas and trying to make it their own. One of the other issues is, of course, the hiss gate issue, where basically the back of the phone is hissing. Again, that's been confirmed by quite a few people, but does it really affect the use of a camera? I haven't had one myself, so I want to hear your opinions. What do you think of the iPhone 7 and the 7 Plus? Do you like them? Does the hiss gate bother you? Is it even there? What are your opinions on it? Would you buy it? Or if you already buy it, what do you think of it? I'd love to hear your opinions down below. My next topic and the last topic for the news for this episode, I'm only doing a short episode this one because it's the first of a series. It's something I stumbled upon on Facebook the other night. Do you have a Raspberry Pi? You do or other maker board? If you do, then it's very likely by now that you've looked at different cases for the boards. You can plug them in and work them as a normal PC, albeit a little bit underpowered, but it's a PC. You can use them on retro gaming arcades, etc. At some point, you've probably looked at the pre-made cases from the manufacturers or some other cases, or built your own case. Coolermaster, however, went that little bit further and created this masterpiece. Yes, that's right. That's a Coolermaster Master Case 5, but with a difference. It's a compact case that has been made to fit the Raspberry Pi 3. Scaled down to every detail, they have fitted LED lighting and paid very close attention to the finer details, from the fans on the front and the grille plate on the front. It even has a matching perspex or acrylic side viewing window. What's more is that it's tiny. The whole case is the size of my hand. And I think this is incredible. I think Coolermaster might be onto something quite new here. Making cases that are very popular, that are obviously larger, the bigger the better in my opinion, but if you can make a case for a maker board which is identical to the Big Brothers, I think this could be a new topic. So, very well played, Coolermaster. Not only that, they are actually doing a contest or a giveaway on this little unit as well. So, if you want to head over to their Facebook page to make sure you're in the loop, I'm not sponsored by them, I'm not being asked to do this. It's just something I've come across that I think is absolutely fantastic, and I think it deserves a share. So, the link for their Facebook page will be in the description below. Head over there now and go and like the page and keep up to date with that competition. Don't know the details myself, but I'm very keen to follow it myself as well. Last but not least, I want to talk about my computer. I'm going to be doing, now you'll have seen recently that Paul has done a build log for his home computer that he's put in a PowerVM L10 system. Now there's a build log right here. Again, looking through the channel and you'll be able to see it, follow it step by step. What I wanted to do is I wanted to do the same sort of thing, but I couldn't work out whether I wanted to just buy a case and then do it custom. I'm going to try and do a bit more work with Mayhems, who are our sponsors, to try and get the water cooling set up on that with some nice Aurora or some other colours. I've not decided on the colour theme, but I'm thinking of glossy white and orange. What I'm deciding at the moment is whether to build my own case and do a build log of how I built that case, step by step. Every bit I do on it, I'm going to document. Or should I just buy a case and do it that way and concentrate on making the middle look good? What do you think? If you've got any ideas or you've got any comments, please let me know. I want to hear them. I will be obviously documenting everything I do. So that just about wraps it up for this episode of Let's Talk Tech. I know it's a short one. The next ones I'm hoping will be a bit longer and a bit more thorough with more news and more setups. I'm hoping we might have enough setups sent through that we can start this competition. And also, I might have a bit more of an insight of what I want to do with my own case, so I can fill you in a bit more of that. So it is almost like a personal blog at the same time. So, thank you for taking your time to watch this, I hope to see you next time, and if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you didn't. If you liked it, please share it around, and I hope to see you next fortnight. Thank you, goodbye!